In 3 minutes, why am I here? I began to come down here when I first came down here on my dad's shoulders when I was about 3 or 4 years of age. And I remember the unique atmosphere. In the park over there was a man with a red flag behind him, and he was speaking on a very high platform. And someone turned and said, "Why have you got a red scarf and a red flag?" And I remember that I didn't know anything about anything at the time. It just struck me that was an unusual thing. I then remember coming back when I was like 16, 17, I'm giving him an answer.
No, to the why he had the red flag of a much.
I didn't get an answer. No, I was only 3 or 4 years old. I just remember that as a distant memory. And then when I was 17, I had a lot of questions about the world. And people turned around to me and said, "You'll be up Speaker's Corner. You should go up Speaker's Corner if you've got something to say," because they didn't like to talk around the table. And so eventually, when I got involved in politics, and I did a lot of public speaking at what's Polytechnic University.
He's already lost interest.
Then
you lost us 4 minutes
to
ago.
lose your interest.
He held on for another 3.
Is it TikTok you need, is it? In order to entertain your brain? TikTok, is it? TikTok for Tristan? Go and study TikTok. Go on, see if I care.
I'm afraid dialectics doesn't.
So Tristan, did he answer the question?
Not really.
You, sir, are expelled from this meeting forthwith. Forthwith. Never come back again.
Tristan, are you banned from Speaker's Corner?
Why am I still here?
Officer, you've got a troublemaker.
Arrest this man!
Heiko, thank
Not
you.
even coming over, look.
You know what you say, don't you? If the police
See how
arrest
much
you,
they ignore.
what do you say?
Ignore us.
I told you what you said.
No comment. No comment.
By the youth. The TikTok youth.
Go with the subject about why you're here. Yes.
None of us know.
None of us know.
What do you think of George Galloway?
To see you in your shorts.
Well, I stood for the Workers' Party in the election,
Oh, fantastic.
but I would not stand again
Why?
because of some of his remarks recently have got on my nerves. I'll be honest with you.
Like what?
On my nerves.
You're just a grumpy old man.
Probably. I mean, and because the party is basically just him.
No party is going to be 100%
It's him under control of
pleasing.
him. Unfortunately, if it was an open and completely democratic party, one thing.
You
But
wouldn't
it's
be in
basically
it.
him and his point of view. So that's why I'd be reluctant, unless there's circumstances which compel me to stand with them. I would.
He has championed the working classes for a long time.
He has championed the working
Yeah.
classes, or at least he said he's championed the working classes. Unfortunately, there is a division. You know, we had a long discussion over many years about Labour Party membership.
Yeah, you were
How do
asleep
you
for most
win
of it.
over the working classes towards socialism in or outside the Labour Party? And I thought after Galloway was elected last year, about this time, when was it, February or so he was elected, that his election might galvanise support for an alternative to the Labour Party.
Yeah.
More for
And that's
you.
why I stood for MP.
Why do you think it didn't?
You should have known
Because-
George Galloway was on the way out.
Because it remains the case.
At its core.
It remains the case.
I think people
that
can
the
see
ma-
that.
that
It makes no difference.
The policies.
It remains the case
The
that
entire
the mass
system.
of working people
Right, all the
in
way- all the
Britain
way through.
are not politically engaged enough to question the existing trajectory
Yeah.
of politics. And the way they are prepared to challenge
That's
it.
not George's
voting
fault.
No, it's not his fault.
No.
It's not his fault, but it's a miscalculation to think that sudden shift would take place at that moment. Possibly, had Jeremy Corbyn had some balls,
Yeah.
had he stood up and said what should have been said, had he opposed the anti-Semitism allegations against him from day one,
Yeah, it's
which were
nonsense.
utter nonsense.
Nonsense, yeah.
Had he opposed the expulsion of Ken Livingstone, had he opposed the expulsion of Mark Wadsworth and
Had he
others
gone for
who were
Brexit?
accused of
Had
anti-Semitism,
he stood for Brexit?
well, had he remained behind Brexit after people voted for it? I personally voted against Brexit, but once the decision was made, I agreed that it should be carried out.
Yeah.
Simply because it was the will
I was
of
the same,
to attempt to avoid that.
He did. So he converted.
Changed his position.
Are you finding this interesting?
Changed his position
Definitely
because
not.
of
Okay, well, anyway, okay, we'll
I
go.
didn't understand this.
Tristan, you've been banned from Speaker's Corner.
Then why am I still here?
Let's go.
Coming from the Tony Beck.
We're just leaving Speaker's Corner at Hyde Park. And Tristan had a really good idea. Really good idea. What did you say? He's been all silly now to try to stop me from filming. Tristan had a great idea to disperse the crowds. I have no idea where you got that from. To put fart spray on a. What did you say?
No, so we get bottles of fart
spray. Yep.
But then we get like a really big RC plane.
Seaplane. I don't even know what that is.
It's a big plane and it's cargo, and it actually has a door that opens. Okay. And we put the bottles of fart spray liquid in it. Okay. Then
this is all very important.
Let's try to make a contraption that pushes the water out. So we're flying in it really high. Yeah. And then we drop it.
Yeah, the fart spray.
And then it goes all over. And then we have another one just full. We stuffed loads and loads of stink bombs in it.
Stink bombs.
In another one.
This is all very scientific.
And then we fly over and just drop them all.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. So I've only been here for a short while, and I can see why Heiko has banned you and red carded you from Speaker's Corner.
So then I want to get in the post.